we are officially a good portion of the way through this year. And I have seen some absolute bangers. I've seen some turkeys. I've seen some meh movies. But I'm going to stick my flag in the sand for this movie. I feel like by the end of this year, this will be in my top 5. The movie's called The Toll. It stars the wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Michael Smiley. And we're going to talk about it now. That's right, YouTube. I am back with another review. I am churning these bad boys out. I've been watching a lot of movies recently, and I'm getting right into my reviews. So that is what I'm doing today. My name is Kevin Halden. This is Nerdly Out Loud, the official channel of nerdly.co.uk, your favourite British website for all of your news, reviews, and exclusive interviews. Mostly brought by me because I am bloody awesome. We like to cover everything from the big budget to the low budget to the no budget, which to be fair is becoming a little bit of a catchphrase of mine. I am actually thinking about having a t-shirt with that made. Don't worry, this will all be gone soon. This will be gone soon. I am going to be cleaning up shortly. Do not worry. I've been on a camping trip, I turned into Bear Grylls, and I just love myself right now. So we are going to be doing a review now in a minute of a low-budget independent Welsh movie called The Toll, which I freaking loved. I mean, the intro gave it away. It's a little bit of a spoiler, I guess, but I'm going to be getting into this movie very, very soon. But please, before we do get into all that, why don't you do me a favor and hit that like, hit that subscribe, and ding that notification bell. The bell will let you know whenever I drop an episode, whether it be an interview, a review, or anything like that. It will let you know when that's happening. We're very close to reaching some of our goals. I have a dream, it's kind of like my glass ceiling, of hitting that 1,000. That doesn't sound like a lot on YouTube. Like, there's people out there with like millions of subscribers. I would be perfectly happy with 1,000 subscribers at this point. We are currently sitting at like 738 or something like that. 940, whatever. We're nearly at 800. If we could make 800 by the end of the year, I will be extremely happy. If we can make 1,000 by the end of the year, I will probably dance around my garden naked. But we're going to get into this movie, The Toll.
And now, our feature presentation.
The script by now. We are going to talk about the story, moving on to the cast and characters, then we will move on to what I did and didn't like, and of course a final verdict. It's no secret that I'm a huge fan of independent Irish, Welsh, and British movies. Hell, I'll throw Scotland in there too. I'm a huge fan of these movies because they tend to be movies that don't really do a lot, but do so much. Understated, graceful, and beautiful. And this movie, The Toll, is absolutely no different. And the reason that I love all that is because it gives the actors, it gives the movie, it gives the score time to breathe, time to live, and it gets to culminate and sit in my head and just be this thing that I'm living with in the moment. And that's essentially the best thing about movies, is being in the moment. You are transported. And Ryan Andrew Hooper has made a movie that, on the surface, and I'm going to get into the plot in a second, there's not a lot going on. There's not a lot happening. You know, The Boys from County Hell, I reviewed that a little while back, was a fantastic movie. Here Are the Young Men was another fantastic movie that I loved. And these movies all share something in common. Fantastic scripts, fantastic performances. And if you get that right, it doesn't really matter how the movie looks or sounds. But when you can get that right, and the movie looks and sounds fantastic, The Toll stars Michael Smiley as the toll booth. I guess you don't really find out his name. He is just this guy who works in a toll booth in middle of nowhere, Wales. It's literally a toll booth in the middle of nowhere. But everything that goes on in the local town and the surrounding areas seems to go through this toll booth. We will find out why as the movie goes on. The movie kind of breaks into a non-linear fashion. We're jumping back, we're jumping forward, we're coming to the present. We're doing all that good stuff, which can often be the best part of a movie, like the storytelling way, that we do this. It makes it interesting. Ans Elwy, I've totally messed that name up. Ans Elwy? The leading female who plays the character Catrin, Ans Elwy. I really, really loved her. You could empathize with this character to the nines. You were so invested in this character, and the fact that all she wanted was to find out the truth of the story and find out what was going on and who the hell Michael Smiley actually is. I love the dichotomy between the two of them. Their stories really intertwined and wrapped up nicely, and they play off each other so well. When Michael Smiley's trying not to give too much, and she's trying to take so much. I've just gone into performances. I haven't even finished with the plot. I guess that's because the plot is just a bit. It's just a bit mad. Like, he's in there, mad stuff and shenanigans happens. This guy turns up, realizes he works there, calls his boss. His boss is on the way. But before the boss gets there, Michael Smiley has to deal with all sorts of reptiles throughout the day. So he gets robbed by a group of triplets, which we'll talk about in a second. Love that. He has the local sort of hoodlum, greaser type vibe, who's going to work for him and do some jobs for him. And then Kaye turns up as an ambo driver, and he's a little bit of a weirdo, but he's going to work for him as well. And that's the story. So let's just get into the cast. I'm going to start right at the beginning of this movie when Gary Beadle turns up. I don't think Gary Beadle gets enough work. This guy is a wonderful British actor, and I want to see him do more. I really liked him in the small role he played in this. He kind of just is a flash asshole, but he plays it well. He plays it pretty damn well. Then you kind of move on, and you've got the triplets. It took me a minute. In that second scene with the triplets, I did realize Gwyneth Keyworth was playing all three of these characters. She's a great little actress. I really rate her. I've seen her in other things. I believe she was in Game of Thrones, and I think she was in like a few episodes of Misfits back in the day. Like, I genuinely rate this actress. Loved her in this. She made me laugh. And when I realized that she was playing all three of the roles, and they were subtly moving the camera around or making the cuts just so you could just see one of them, and while you were watching one of the other ones had a mask on and you could only see the back of another one. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. It leads into the fact that, like I say, it took me a minute to realize. But when I realized, wonderful. That is just independent movie making at its best. Because A, she's playing three different roles. B, I couldn't tell straight away. It took me a while, but I got there. And C, it was just awesome. She's so funny. So talking about the toll booth man's cohorts in Iwan Rheon, you remember he played Ramsay Bolton in Game of Thrones again. He plays Dom. I'll never say his name right. I really don't know how it's said, but I love the guy as an actress. Ramsay Bolton as an actor. I love the guy as an actor. Ramsay Bolton was one of my favorite characters in Game of Thrones, bar none. He's just wonderful. He's great. He's awesome. He is sort of playing alongside Kaye, a wonderful Brit comedian actor that everybody loves. It's Kaye. He's never done a bad role. He always turns a good hand in these movies. So happy to see those two working really well together. Loved it. So let's just talk about what I did and didn't like. And what I did like was the team, the whole dynamic of this movie. Ryan Andrew Hooper has got himself a fantastic little cast that he knows can do whatever job he wants them to do. He knows they will smash this movie. He knows that they will smash their scenes, which I believe gives him the chance to just work on everything else. Get the score right, get the angles right, get the camera right. He knows the people in front of the camera are going to do everything they have to do. He just has to capture that. There are scenes in this movie that, you know how you hear those stories about how the director or the cameraman left the camera rolling for just a few seconds more. And that's where they captured the gold. They always come out with those stories. I believe that with this director. If he's done that in certain scenes here, I believe it, because the chemistry shines through with all this cast. Everyone in this cast, the chemistry is just electric. It's brimming, especially with Tollbooth and Catrin, the two characters. And on that, Michael Smiley, you are a damn fine actor who people have been sleeping on for years. Like, I'll go back to the Spaced days. You know, like, I loved Tyres. Tyres was one of my favorite characters. Michael Smiley putting in a comic performance, but here he is years on. He's been in many, many, many other movies where he's been great, but here he is leading the movie, the main character, driving the plot, doing everything he has to do, and he may as well just be chewing the scenery. I genuinely, genuinely love Michael Smiley. Great, great actor. I want to see more of that guy. I'm pretty sure we will. But if this is his defining movie, if this is the movie that people remember Michael Smiley for, which they might not because it's a low budget indie, but if this is the one that everybody knows, I'm happy with that because this is a damn fine performance and it's a bit of a powerhouse and it shows you everything he can do. There's not a lot that I didn't like about this movie, apart from the fact that not everyone knows about it. I would love people to know about it, The Toll, which is why I'm doing this review. I want people to know. I want people to get in on the floor of this. I think this is a film that will go far. I know it's on the festival circuit right now and it's doing well. People are taking really well to it on the festival circuit, but it just needs to be pushed that little bit further. And you have a wonderful, phenomenal cast that you can work with here. Michael Smiley, I genuinely want to know more about this character, but for this movie, I didn't really care that we didn't get to know more. It's so weird, like, to find yourself in this space where you want to know everything about this guy, but at the same time, the more you get to know, the less mysterious he is, so the less you want to know. I loved it. Like, there's not been a character for me in a long while that's made me feel that way. It was a strange feeling. I didn't want to know. Strange, right? So yeah, my final rating on this movie, The Toll, director Ryan Andrew Hooper, by the way, I'm going to give you another massive shout out. I think you've done a wonderful job with this film. I don't know what the budget was, but I'm going to assume it was pretty low. I know you've got some well-known names. As far as ratings go, I'm going to sit on a 4 for this. I think this film's brilliant. It's really good. It doesn't do anything wrong. It gets in, it gets out. It's pretty rapid for a movie that doesn't really do much. It is quite fast paced and it does get to the end quite quickly because it's not that long. And yeah, it's not a perfect movie. I don't like to say movies are perfect. I really don't. You've kind of got to hit me on another day for that. But it's as good as you can get. I would say 4. It's a very, very, very strong 4. But I want everybody to check this movie out. Watch this movie. See the people in it. Watch them in other things because this is a truly great ensemble cast. I really, really enjoyed it. Gwyneth, Keyworth, you almost stole the movie for me, especially when I realized you were playing all 3 of the girls. That, to me, like I say, it took me a minute, but I got there. Ryan, Andrew, Hooper, whatever you do next, let me know. Anybody who's in contact with this guy, anybody who speaks to this guy, I want you to let this guy know I want to see what he does next. I want to see what he's done before. I want to see what he does next. I want to follow this guy because this is one of those movies took me by surprise. It really did. And it's been a while. It has been a while. Like, I like a lot of independent movies, but there are some that really just get you. Like, I think last year was Knuckle Dust was that movie. I loved Knuckle Dust. Big, huge fan. But this, to me, I'm already saying now, I'm putting the flag in the ground. By the end of this year, I think The Toll is going to be in my top 3 movies of this year. And that encompasses everything from the mega big budget movies to the super low budget movies. The Toll is going to be in there. I'm sure of it. I know there's a long way to go. There's a few months left, and there might be some incredible entries that come out. Hopefully, we do get some more incredible movies this year because that's what we deserve. But I think The Toll is going to be nestling in that top 3. So, yeah, I want to know what else this guy does. I'm going to leave there, but please do, again, all those wonderful, wonderful things. I love it when you do. It makes me feel all warm and fuzzy. It makes me feel happy, and I can go to bed and sleep like a baby. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, and ding that notification bell. The bell will let you know whenever I drop an episode. And please do drop a comment in the comment section. If you've seen the movie and you enjoyed it, let me know. If you've seen the movie and you didn't enjoy it, also let me know. I will tell you to shut up, but let me know. Anything else you want me to cover, watch, or do, just let me know. I will check out pretty much anything. I've been catching some amazing, amazing movies recently, and this is definitely up there with the best of them. So I'm going to head out, and I'll see you next time.